How has your life changed since you've been drafted?
It really hadn't changed other than not getting to play around home that much. Baseball's been a big part of my life since I was probably 5 or 6 years old. And like I said about the travel, being away from home, it's pretty much the same, baseball all the time.
All right. You talk about how tough it was, like battling through high school, college, and then from college you get drafted single A, double A, and triple A.
It's definitely a journey. It's something I never really looked at as a like a battle. It was more really getting to enjoy each step, especially high school, college, all that type of stuff. Because I always viewed myself getting into major leagues. I didn't know exactly how I was. Originally thought I was going to be a catcher. I ended up getting here as a pitcher. But high school and college, it was a lot of hard work, but I enjoyed it. Once I got into the minor leagues, you realize how much hard work plays into everyday preparation for each game. So you learn to really be thankful for learning that hard work at an early age and be able to apply it once you get to the levels where it's very prevalent. Where it's very you have some guys that have so much talent and some guys that have to work really, really hard. So if you have a little bit of both, you're going to go a long way in this game.
It's great. Hard work pays off.
It does.
Take a step that way. No, the light. Yeah, that's much better.
Since you were a catcher, could you talk about how the transition from being a star catcher in high school and, of course, college to being a pitcher who doesn't get to hit all that much and who only gets to play?
It's different. It's something that I didn't, like I said before, didn't really envision myself being a pitcher to begin with. I'd done it a little bit in high school, none whatsoever in college, and the first couple years in pro ball, but it was seen as one of the faster ways to get to the big leagues. And at first I didn't embrace it, but then I realized that, hey, this is the way I got to go. So just kind of put all my expectations and kind of all that type of stuff behind me and just head on into it. And I got here pretty quick. It's being able to make that transition has really, really helped me. But having a catching background and be able to go in and be a pitcher, be able to take what I learned behind the plate and apply it up on the mound has been very key.
Great. Do you ever miss gunning down the runner like a second? Or?
Every day. Every day I miss it. We'll joke about it in the bullpen. Just getting a chance to still do that every once in a while. I do miss it, but it's time to turn the page. My job is to go out there and get hitters out. I don't have to worry as much about base runners other than trying to keep them from getting a big lead and let the catcher throw them out. But it's something I still miss.
All right. So since you've been drafted, can you talk about your training regimen and how it has changed over the years?
It's changed a lot. As a catcher, you really concentrate a lot on legs and some upper body strength and everything, being as durable as you possibly could, because you're back there for the long haul. You're back there every single day, grinding it out, taking foul tips, off the legs, off the thumb, all that type of stuff. So the actual preparation has changed. Being a pitcher, you work more legs and core, not so much upper body. You mainly want that to be loose and relaxed, be able to throw and have that whip in your arm. So luckily I was able to be put in contact with a guy in Boca Raton, Florida, who's worked with a lot of big league pitchers and position players, and he came up with a strength program for me that is definitely paying out to work for me.
All right. You notice from college you watched all the pitchers run and stuff as a catcher, and now I realize you have to run a lot more now.
You run more. You run a little bit more, but being a relief pitcher, you got a chance to be in there every day, so it's not as strenuous. Starting pitcher, they have to go out there, run poles, run a lot of distance. As a reliever, most of your work is an inning to 2 innings max, so you're going through it pretty quick. You're doing some sprint work, a little bit of distance here and there, but nothing that's going to kill you. So that's the one good side of being a reliever.
All right. What's the best advice that anybody's ever told you about the transition of catcher to pitcher, or just baseball in general?
I've had a lot of really good influences in my pitching career since I made the transition. Go down the line, Chris Carpenter, Jason Mott. Brian Eversberg, Derek Lilliput, a lot of really good guys that have really helped me along the way. But probably the biggest influence has been Doug Brookale. The time and effort he's put into making sure that I prepared every single day. From the time I got traded over here when I was in AA, when I was in AAA, and once I got to the big leagues finally, he's really been right there every single time to offer advice. And his main thing is use what got you here. And he said, don't try to reinvent yourself once you get up here, because what you were doing in the minor leagues will work up here. And believe in your stuff, because if you don't believe in it, who else is going to?
That's great. Who was that who said that again?
Doug Brookale, our pitching coach here.
All right, after signing with the St. Louis Cardinals and then the Astros, what did you do? Like, taking on draft day, and did you buy anything, or did you save your money?
Draft day was a whirlwind. Really didn't know where I was going to be selected. Got very fortunate to be selected by the Cardinals, 12th round. Got a decent bonus out of it. All I mainly wanted to do was just put it away and use it for later on. Had nothing that I felt I needed to go out and buy. A lot of guys want to go buy cars, buy a house, buy this and that, and it just wasn't the way I was raised. You take care of what money you do have and everything. So try to be, still live like you're on a very small income. Because in the minor leagues, you're scrapping pennies together to go to Wendy's and getting something off the dollar menu. So even now, days will, guys will go out and eat and stuff like that. I still find myself going to an Applebee's or going to a Chili's or something like that. It's the way I was brought up. So why change?
Yeah, I agree with you. Since you talked about the luxuries, we talk about the luxuries compared Major League compared to AAA. We've heard all the stories and everything.
AAA is not too bad, but there's nothing that's going to compare to the big leagues. You look at the ballparks, and I played some nice AAA ballparks, but there's a reason the big leagues is called the Show. It's unbelievable. It's hard to imagine when you're down there toiling in the minor leagues, AA, low A, all that type of stuff. That you always wonder, when are we going to see some people here sit in front of us to watch us play? And then we go out the other night and play against the Rangers in Arlington. There's 48,000 people there. It's a rush that I wish everybody could get a chance to see. It's something that you're really excited for. You get a chance to go and play in front of some people that want to see good baseball. There's nothing better than that.
Great. How does it feel to play against the Pirates? Does playing against them add any more pressure, or are all the games the same as usual?
They're all fun. They're all important to me, because it's something I wanted to do since I was little. Playing against the Pirates, it's a little bit extra special, being close to home, a place where I used to come up and watch a lot of baseball games. But it's not exactly the same guys we get to play against that I got to watch when I was growing up. You don't get to see Andy Van Slyke, Barry Bonds, Kendall, a lot of those guys. But they've got a really good baseball team right now, and they're playing really, really well. So it's just a matter of coming up here and just executing what I've practiced in my entire life. Just coming up here, trying to stay relaxed, not letting too much emotion or anything play into what I'm trying to do out there.
Were Pirates your favorite team growing up?
Yes, absolutely, 100%.